I just gotta find excuses to use this Armada phase. Like, every now and then, if I could just find excuses to use this Armada phase, like, that would be fuego. DI and stuff kind of ruins flowcharts, though. You can't do the same stuff every time. No, what I like about Melee... Okay, there's a really great video that I encourage you guys to check out. Actually, can I react to any of this? Will they get mad at me? This video is 12 minutes long, but the second half of it is like match footage. The important part is actually only the first 5 minutes, so we're gonna watch it together. And I think this is kind of cool because I think about this when it comes to Melee a lot. I was actually talking about this a bit yesterday. I did a really cool stream yesterday that is going to be distilled down on YouTube, where I was teaching a brand new Melee player. I was teaching Justin Karras, pro Pokemon player, and I was thinking about a concept that, well, you're gonna see it in this video. It's gonna get fleshed out. So let's just watch. This is a really cool video. And this is Nuki, who's one of Daigo's best friends. He's like this guy's like the people's champ of Third Strike, I think. Like, he's always getting hype on commentary and shit like that, and he's an extremely good player. People love him. He's gonna talk about why Daigo doesn't like Third Strike. And this shit will tie into Melee. I think I'm gonna draw the pairs in a second. When he says there are 6 frames to throw invincible on your wake up, it's basically like there's a period as you're doing your wake up where you're throw invulnerable for 6 frames. You can't be thrown for 6 frames.
4フレガードしてから飛ぶんですよ。4フレだけガードしてからジャンプするの。そうすると投げ目的中にジャンプできるから逃げれるんですよ。
So the mix-up is you get a knockdown, right? You get a knockdown. So the Ken player's gonna get a knockdown here. Are you gonna... And they're getting up in the corner. Okay, maybe you don't play fighting games, but I think you understand the situation if you're a smasher. You get up in the corner. Alright, are you gonna hit them with the move? Are you gonna do a meaty? Or are you gonna try to throw them? Right? Because they're in disadvantage right now. Okay, they could go for like a reversal, like they could go for a wake up DP or something, but well, Chun-Li doesn't really have anything like that if she doesn't use meter anyway, so it's like, are you gonna meaty or are you gonna grab? Well, this kind of lets you do both. You're gonna block if they do a meaty move. If they're gonna put a move over you waking up, you're gonna block it because you're blocking for 4 frames when you get up, and then you're gonna perfectly time a jump so that as soon as you can actually get thrown, you jump the throw, because if you're jumping, you cannot be grabbed. So he's recorded it. See that? He went for a throw that time, and he jumped.
だから投げって抜ける意味あんまないん実は。投げ読んだらもうジャンプすりゃいいし、チュンリーだと前台系とかが結構強いです。これがガード。
Fuzzy jump. Japan or block jump OS. So he's gonna throw him. He did a move. You block it. And you can see in the side, okay, it's a little fuzzy because of the pixels, it's a little fuzzy, but blocked his meaty. Block, input a jump, so you're like holding down back, up to jump, and then down back again.
その後ジャンプ入れて戻すと次の台はガードできるんだ。なんでこのゲームそれ戻さなきゃいけないかっていうと、赤ブロっていうシステムあるせいで連続ガードっていう概念がないんですよこのゲーム。だからガードジャンプ戻しっていうのは絶対なきゃダメ。
How does this tie to melee? I'll explain in a second.
サードにも投げます。遅らせジャンプだとこのタイミングで確定で中台が発生。
You do a delayed meaty, basically. You let them wake up and you let them chill for a second and you actually try to hit them out of their early jump. Which is very risky because if they just wake up and push a button, you're gonna get hit. Literally, if they're just mashing like a brain-dead idiot, you will get hit. And you get a fat combo too.
ガードジャンプ読んだら5フレ遅らして中パン打つ。そうするとこういう目にある。地獄。剣はちなみに超地獄。ジャンプに
Anytime you get that double shoryu in a combo, the Kara shoryu, that's big damage in third strike. It's like a Fox double up smash combo. It feels like that.
これで終わりです。剣はめちゃくちゃ強い。これが。剣の正解はこう。だからお互いに正解がこれがぐるぐる回ってるからサードって一生飽きないんだ。これを1個でも知らないとはめられて終わるから。一生走られて投げ重なんねえし打撃が殺される。
Right. And this is the important part. If you don't know this, you're just like, what the fuck? This guy can read my mind. Every time I try to block, I get grabbed. Every time I try to fucking... You just feel like you're just getting completely outplayed and you just don't know. You're like, what the fuck? Looks like the opponent jumps when you throw and blocks you immediately. Like, what the fuck? I can't open this guy up. This is impossible.
投げ重なんねえし打撃がガードされるしってなっちゃうのね。これが10先とかだとすごい
Cycle of mind game, right?
展開で繰り広げられます。ちなみにこれは膝には負けます。
Right. You just literally wake up and mash and you'll get hit.
で、だから、サードやってて、上手い人に勝てないって人は、この仕組みを理解してないから、ずっと恥じられて終わってんすよ。
Thank you, Tinibari. I appreciate the thought. And you did get gifted a sub, which is sick.
これ知らないと。だから、勝てない。
You lose. You just lose. But you need to know. If you learn the mechanics, you can at least you're like this tall to ride. You know what I mean? You're like this tall to ride.
読み勝ってもループするじゃん、無限に。だからこのゲームって面白いんだ。だから一生できるし、みんなサードってサードしかやんない人が多いんだ。
And doesn't this sound like Melee? Melee fans only play Melee. You can just play the game all day.
ただ、梅原とかの言ってること、金デブとかがサード嫌いな理由が一理分かってて、なんで俺が寝かしたのにてめえの逆2択受けなきゃいけねえんだっていうのは分かる。それは格ゲーとしておかしいんだけど、スト3っていうのはそういうゲームなんですよね。だから梅原は有利取ったらパワハラしたい。まあ分かる。格ゲーってそういうもんだから。なんで自分が攻めてるのにパワハラできねえんだよと。サードはそれを許さないゲーム。パワハラしてくるやつにちゃんと訴えれる。
Basically, there's a lot of deep counterplay, even when you lost neutral, even when you should be kind of on the back foot. And this is something people say about Melee too. This is Melee as fuck. You know, like Laudan is like, he hates the ledge in Melee. Like, he's like, you know, I hate that I took stage and I worked to get neutral and then you slid off to the ledge. And then you can you have this counterplay now where you can invincible ledge dash. And it's like, I should just have the advantage there. Like, I shouldn't have to fucking deal with your ledge dash mix up or whatever, the possibility of your ledge dash options, even though I worked hard to get stage and get this advantageous position, you know? And I totally get that. I totally get that. In Melee, ledge dashing is balanced in a very strange way. It's almost, I mean, it's a weird happy accident. Melee, ledge dashing is kind of balanced by the fact that, well, first of all, there's counterplay to what you can do after the ledge dash. But second of all, like, you know, part of the balance around ledge dashing, especially in tournament, is like you will SD if you fuck it up. So it is depth. Is it the kind of depth that is objectively good? No, I totally understand the arguments against it. But it is a form of depth, you know? And that's the part of the video. The rest of it is match footage. But yeah, it's, you know, I was explaining this yesterday because, you know, I was talking to Justin Karras, who's a brand new Melee player. I was like, how do I do with crouch cancel? And I was like, well, I'm going to give you the full answer. I'm going to tell you all, tell you all about it. But the first thing I told him was like, all right, well, you already know that you can bait moves out. Like if a Peach is spamming down smash, you know, you can bait that and punish it. You know, you can grab them. But I'm also going to explain to you, look, did you know Fox's downer is always going to beat crouch cancel? And there's this fun mini game that occurs where, let's say you're a Samus and you're holding down or some shit like that. I can downer you with Fox. I can drill you. And when I drill you, it will break your crouch cancel. It's a multi-hit move that breaks you out of crouch cancel. You cannot crouch cancel a drill and get a raw punish on it. What you can do is react and smash the eye out of the downer. You smash the eye out of the downer, you can probably, you know, if I go for a drill shine, you're going to be able to, like, a lot of characters can just grab you out of that. A lot of characters can down smash. But if I know that this is kind of an option you're going for, and I'm kind of like reacting properly and I'm anticipating this, I can do things like I can drill you and then I can short hop again. This is the thing Lucky does a lot. He'll do dare and then another short hop dare. You can do dare full hop. Yep. You can do dare grab often. They don't smash dare far enough to get out a grab. They only smash dare far enough to get out a drill shine. But then there's counterplay to that, of course. Not to mention, you know, if they're prepared for you to dare and they're only looking to dare and they don't crouch cancel, if you use nair instead, well, you're supposed to crouch cancel nair at a very, you know, hand wavy level. You crouch cancel nair and you SDI drill. That's like the two, you know, if you're grounded. So there's a little bit of a mix-up game there. And a lot of it is predicated on who's reacting properly, who's anticipating what. And there's this kind of even in that little example of a situation, there's like a never-ending mind game cycle. And it's not a super clear-cut mind game cycle. It's not like the very obvious mind game RPSs in Melee are the ones where it's like Falcon down throw you and he can knee the tech in or he can knee tech and play. Like, it's like clearly, okay, he's got a couple options that he can knee and you've got a couple options that you can tech. And it's like very obviously an RPS kind of thing, or like a, you know, it's a very obvious 50-50. But a 50-50 like that is very subtle. And there's a lot of like, it's not just I'm going to guess what you're doing and pick my thing and you pick your thing and we see who wins. It's like, I'm gonna drill you, but I'm also, as I'm drilling, I might not fast fall it and look at your smash DI and be ready to react a little bit to your smash DI to see if I should shine or not. And you might even bait me. I've seen people do where they do the very late smash DI. You smash DI out of the drill as late as possible to make me think I can go for a drill shine. I don't even know if they do this on purpose half the time. But you smash DI out on the last hit. So they're like, oh, they're not smash DI out of my drill. I'm going to go for a shine. There's all kinds of little subtlety to this one little interaction in Melee. And it's not like a super obvious 50-50, but it is like the same kind of thing. And just like Nuki explained with like, you need to know you're playing this mind game in the first place. Because if you're not a good player and you don't even know you have some of these options, like drill, for example, like say I'm playing this, say I'm the Samus, right? And you're trying to drill me to beat my crouch cancel. If you don't know the counterplay, if you don't know that you have options like drill into full jump or drill into short hop drill again, or drill into grab or dash back, like if you just think it's, oh, well, it's just an RPS. Like if I drill, but he smashed the eye, well, then he's going to beat me. Then like you don't even get to really ever play when it comes down to those interactions. And so Melee has a ton of that matchup specific little interactions where you need to kind of know counterplay several layers deep to even hang, you know? Albert Shops, thank you for the 2 months. And I think it's such a cool concept. I think this happens, like there's so much of this in Melee, where, you know, things like how up air interactions work off up throw up air, like when people go for smash DI and I will, like as the Fox player, I try to drift in my up air to kind of cover one of their smash DI directions because I notice they're always smash DIing to the side and I'm like, okay, maybe I can up air and drift to the side to cover their smash DI. Like a lot of people who are smash DIing out of my up throw up air, they probably don't even realize that I'm doing that. And they're like, damn, I keep missing my smash DI or something. But really, I'm just covering it. You know, there's all kinds of situations in Melee. If you don't bring the prerequisite matchup knowledge to the table, you don't even realize that you're kind of on this wheel of mind game. And when people talk about depth in a game, I think this is a big part of depth. Like depth is like with this video, you know, all those interactions that Nuki described and all the layers of counterplay deep that you can run. You know, this was before you even get into parrying, where it's like, yeah, but if you bring parry into the mix in third strike, then you could just hard counter whatever the fuck they're doing, you know, but it's like a big risk. So there's that I think is really cool too, when it's like, it's not just one RPS, it's like an RPS wheel where you've got several options that you've got like a suite of tools and some of your tools beat their tools and some of them beat them harder than others. Imagine it's like rock, paper, scissors, but you've also got like a sword, but it's like a cursed sword. And if you use the sword against the rock, you like die or something, but it really destroys the paper, you know? And it kind of beats the scissors, but it really gets fucked by the rock. You know, that's kind of like what Melee is like. And then it's just that like forever. When I tried out space Sheik forward air, Sheik fair forward tilt, just fair walk forward. I mean, you know, a great example of this honestly is like, you know, and like the Mewtwo King tech chase. I mean, it's not even the Mewtwo King tech chase, but it's where, you know, Spaceys know that you want to wake up shine if they miss their tech. And then Sheiks will actually just sometimes, if they're not feeling the tech chase on reaction, they will let you miss the tech, or not miss the tech, but they'll, you know, let you tech in place, let you do your wake up shine and just space around and dash dance grab you. And it's the kind of thing where it's like the Sheik is basically first assessing, do they trust their own reactions in that moment to even go for the reaction tech chase if they want to bring this mix up into play in the first place. And so Melee actually adds this kind of physicality layer to it where you gotta like, you always gotta kind of weigh what you're going for in any given RPS with like, do you think you're gonna hit it? Like with ledge dashing, it's like, not everyone always goes for ledge dash all the time. Like sometimes, well, I mean, kind of depends on the player. Like Hacks will probably almost always go for ledge dash, but like a lot of Fox players don't always ledge dash, and it's because there's kind of this thought in the back of your mind that's like, you know, you could SD or you could do a tournament winner. And it's really interesting when like physicality and how good you're executing comes into the rock, paper, scissors spiral. I think it's really cool how that's a thing in Melee where like you got to really like be in touch with how good you're playing at any given moment. Yeah, I just think it's a really interesting challenge because I don't think a lot of games really have that, you know? That's why I think most Melee players like L canceling. Yeah, I think once you start playing Melee, you end up kind of liking it. I mean, I definitely get the argument against it. And like when I'm explaining it to a new player, it does feel kind of like, I get it. Like, I'm always like, okay, I'm going to have to explain L canceling. I'm like, you're going to hate this. You're going to hate what's coming next. but just bear with me, kind of thing, you know. If you like this kind of content, FGC Translated is actually fucking sick. They basically they take like top Japanese fighting game player streams, and they like, and Japanese top fighting game players say a lot of cool shit all the time, and they translate it. Great YouTube. I really like this YouTube channel. It's fucking awesome. Just because, like, you know, I want to know what Daigo has to say about shit. Tokido. I watch all their videos of Daigo's Honda. Yeah, they got some good shit on here. Definitely subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna talk to them and see if I can upload this little talk on emergent complexity in Melee.